Good evening, this is Missy Mathis, and I'm going to talk to you about my research proposal on the impact of honors program participation on student retention. Going to college is the American dream, and despite the fact that more and more college students are going to college today than ever before, retention continues to be a problem. It affects institutions and faculty with regard to financial stability and college planning with regard to the number of staff, the number of classes, and things of that nature. In addition, it also affects students and parents financially as well as emotionally and socially. So a lot of research has gone into this particular topic because it's so important to a lot of different groups of people. The purpose of my research is to determine what impact participation in an honors program has on student retention at community colleges. And this is a topic that was interesting to me because of my current job as an administrator of the brand new honors program at Cape Fear Community College. The research question I'm going to examine in my study is, do students who enroll in an honors program persist in school longer than similar high-achieving students who do not participate in the honors program? Now, in looking quickly at my review of literature, there were three main areas that I looked at. One was an examination of theoretical models, which includes research from Tinto, who proposed the theory of student departure, which basically looked at the fact that the more connected a student is to the school, the less likely they were to withdraw. Other more recent researchers have looked at student retention from the idea of a cost-benefit analysis, such that students who are enrolling in college or choosing to stay enrolled in college are looking at the benefits that they're gaining from that college experience compared with the cost of attendance. And this is more than just financial cost, it's also social and emotional costs as well. Other more specific data on retention alone, not so much theoretical models, but just individual factors that might play a role, have identified several. Students who receive financial aid, students who play sports, students who have a high GPA, students who are engaged in the college on a variety of different levels, different operational definitions of engagement, but one that has shown up a lot is the impact of good student advising, are all predictors of students who are likely to stay in school. And then interestingly, a couple different studies have looked at participation in developmental coursework, so developmental math or developmental English that students need to get them ready for college level coursework. Participation in those programs actually is correlated with the likelihood of students dropping out of school or withdrawing at some point. And so if we think about honors programs specifically, these are a relatively new phenomenon that over the years have gleaned some criticism from different people for culling the best students and best faculty out of the typical classroom and sort of an elitist viewpoint. And there's no data to support that that creates any sort of substandard education for the students who don't enroll in the honors program. But researchers have looked at, now that honors programs are in existence and they're becoming more and more popular, researchers have looked at the likelihood of honors students completing their program requirements as well as how this relates to student retention. And there's sort of a good news, bad news situations that Cosgrove, for example, found that only 27% of students actually who were enrolled in the honors program initially actually completed the honors program requirements. However, in the good news category, all of those students graduated, and all of them did in a shorter amount of time compared with their non-honors classmates. Other factors that have been looked at related to honors are GPA and class rank, which are both predictors of students who will persist. And so if we think about what the characteristics of an honors program look like and some of the data and theoretical models on student retention, we can see sort of an intuitive relationship there, but there's been a very little research looking at that particular connection between participating in honors programs and retention data, which is what makes this particular study that I'm proposing necessary. Now, with regard to the specific study design, it will be a very simple quantitative design. It's going to look at group means between students who are enrolled in an honors program compared to those who are not. And in terms of the population of students I'm looking at, it's specifically college students who are enrolled at community colleges in North Carolina. And at last count, there were 7 community college programs in North Carolina. So I'm going to try to randomly sample all 7 of those honors programs and get 100 students who are enrolled in an honors program and 100 control students who are not currently enrolled in honors, but students who could be. So their academic achievement is very similar to those who were in the honors program, but for some reason have chosen not to enroll, so that we can look at participation in honors programs specifically without looking at differences in the student populations. And then the analysis is simply going to be a comparisons of means. So a one-way ANOVA or a t-test, if you will, looking at the average amount of time students stay in school if you're in an honors program compared to the average amount of time that students who are not enrolled in honors stay in their program. And I suspect that, based on my review of the literature, that being enrolled in an honors program will increase the level of student engagement, which has been sort of a key factor, and it will likely cause students to persist longer compared with their non-honors colleagues. And that's the end. I hope you guys enjoyed my research proposal.